So you're at work and someone sends you a file on Google Drive. You open the file and get the dreaded screen. You need to request access to this file, so you click the button and go over to Ryan's desk and say, "Hey Ryan, why didn't you just give me permission in the first place?" Ryan says, "What do you mean? I did give you permission," and has to share the file with you again. This is the reality for so many of us every day. So why are we still putting up with Google Drive? Recently, I dumped Google Drive and I haven't regretted it. I thought it would be a good idea to evaluate the top cloud storage platforms to see which ones are worth switching to. Here's why Google Drive sucks, and here's what you should use instead. So I've experienced constant issues with Google Drive that ultimately led me to switch away. It started with the really buggy web app. I remember just dragging files into folders or the trash can and having the screen freeze and lag, and don't even get me started on bulk file deletion. Sometimes I delete an entire folder's worth of files to clear up drive space, and when I would go to empty the trash can, I would notice my free space didn't increase. I ultimately figured out that it would take several minutes to fully empty the trash can, and this can be really annoying when you need to free up storage in a pinch, and you're just sitting there waiting for the free space to increase. And another thing is that the upload speed on the web client was never great. I remember uploading large files and having it take sometimes twice as long as if I uploaded that same file to YouTube or Dropbox in the same browser. And by the way, I was doing all my testing on Google Chrome, so it's definitely not a browser compatibility issue. I've also experienced issues with the desktop app. One of the things I do not like about it is that I can't select which folders are going to show up in my Finder. On other platforms, I'm able to say I don't want this folder to show up in Finder, but add these folders to Finder. You can't do that in Google Drive. And while you can decide which folders are going to sync offline, so that protects you from having your entire Google Drive eating up your disk space, you can't select exactly which folders are going to show up in general. So that would mean I would have all this clutter from all my Google Docs files and Google Sheets files that are stored in the top level of Drive by default. I can't hide any of that, and it was always infuriating. And I know this last point is subjective, but I know a lot of people aren't comfortable storing all of their files with a massive tech conglomerate. I already use Gmail and YouTube and Google Search and a lot of Google products, and I wouldn't mind avoiding storing more of my files with Google because I think they already have enough of my digital life. Perhaps the only two positives to Google Drive would be that everyone has a Google account, everyone understands how Google Drive works, and no one's going to be intimidated when you share a file with them on Drive. And the other thing is that the storage is super modular. You get 15 gigabytes free with any Google account, and you can upgrade to 100 gigabytes for $1.99 a month. You can also upgrade to 2 terabytes for $9.99 a month, and you can get unlimited storage through Google Workspace if you needed it. I think it's great that there are so many plans at different price points because a lot of cloud storage platforms only offer a free version with a little bit of storage, and then a $10 to $12 a month version with terabytes of storage. So seeing Google offer that $2 a month option is really great. But even with these benefits, Google Drive is generally a poor experience. So what are some alternatives? Naturally, one of the first places you may look when trying to get away from Google Drive would be to look at Google's biggest competitor, Microsoft. While OneDrive may not seem particularly exciting, it actually has a lot to offer. Let's start by looking at the web app. It has everything you need. It doesn't lag or glitch or freeze like Google Drive does, and the upload is speedy fast. And when you upload a video file, you can start streaming it right away. I cannot stand how with Google Drive, you upload a video file and you have to wait for it to process like a YouTube video for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes before you can stream it. The OneDrive desktop app is also superior. I can select exactly which files are going to sync to my desktop, which is a feature I really appreciate, and I can also choose to exclude any top-level files that are not included in a folder. This would solve my issue where I might have Word documents or documents that are collaborative on Microsoft that are just in my top-level OneDrive by default. I don't have to see any of those files on my desktop, which is awesome. I also love that all the storage space is modular, just like Google Drive. You get 5 gigabytes for free with any Microsoft account, and you can get a 50 gigabyte plan for 99 cents a month. You can also upgrade to a terabyte starting at $6.99 a month, which will also get you access to Microsoft Office desktop apps like Word, Excel, and Outlook. You could also get a terabyte of OneDrive space for $5 a month through their business plans, but you won't get access to the desktop apps for Office. Or, for $6 a month, you could get a custom email hosted by Microsoft, like yourname@yourdomain.com, and you'll also get 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage. There's also plans for unlimited storage if you really needed it. So there's something for everyone at OneDrive at every price point, and I'm a big fan of that. I've got a few more cloud storage options to check out, but before you take a look, I want to tell you about Mailjet, the sponsor of today's video. Look, here's the thing. If you want to effectively communicate with your customers, you need an email list. But who wants to deal with the headache of trying to create a nice looking email? I don't have the time or patience to deal with coding, and that's where Mailjet can help. Mailjet is an easy to use email marketing platform for designing, sending, and monitoring email campaigns. Mailjet's editor makes it easy to create engaging emails, newsletters, and automated emails in minutes. There's no coding, everything is drag and drop, and you can take advantage of beautiful, pre-designed email templates to save you time. Mailjet has some amazing features like automated email workflows, so you can reach your customers at just the right time without having to remember when to send emails. Mailjet also gives you a ton of statistics. You can track performance in real time and get actionable insights to create more engaging campaigns. Mailjet is the best way to connect with your customers, whether you're a solo entrepreneur or a team. Thanks to Mailjet for sponsoring this video. Head over to mailjet.com/KraylerMade and try Mailjet for free today. Now I want to take a look at a lesser known cloud storage option called Box. I've heard of Box before, but I've never tried it until now. When I first started researching Box, I had some sticker shock looking at their pricing page. $14 a month for 100 gigabytes of storage? What is this? But then I started to realize, Box really isn't for creatives. If you're trying to store photos or large 4K videos, Box isn't for you. See, I started to understand that Box is targeting teams that want to collaborate on documents and need to store smaller files. This is evident as soon as I got the free version of Box, and I saw that you could create Google Docs files, Microsoft Word files, and Apple Pages files, all within Box.com without ever needing a Google account, Microsoft account, or Apple account. And I think this is great because you might have certain departments who prefer Word, and other departments may be Apple users and prefer Pages, but they can all collaborate together without needing all of these separate accounts directly from Box. Box also has tons of integrations to apps like Slack, Salesforce, Zapier, Notion, Asana, whatever apps you use for your business, there's a good chance that Box integrates with it. And Box is no slouch with the user experience either. The web app is smooth and works exactly like you'd expect. You can even access integrations from the web app. And the desktop app is smooth too. The syncing indicators just work like they're supposed to, so I know what's stored offline and what's on the server. But unfortunately, I'm not able to check which folders are going to show up on my desktop, so there is the clutter issue to deal with. But the focus of Box is hands down the collaborative features and deep integrations. If you're a team that needs to work together on projects and share small files, give Box a try. But definitely don't get Box confused with Dropbox, which is my personal favorite cloud storage app. Dropbox is one of those platforms that has the brand recognition. You could send a Dropbox link to anybody and they're gonna know what to do with it, they're not gonna be surprised by it, and for that reason, Dropbox already has an advantage over some of the competitors. The Dropbox pricing model is interesting. They do offer a free plan with 2 gigabytes of storage, but really it's set up to be a demo account, and if you truly want to use Dropbox, you're gonna have to cough up for the 2 terabyte plan for $11.99 a month. I describe Dropbox as very similar to OneDrive, except your files aren't being stored by a massive tech corporation. The web app works well and it's smooth, and the desktop app sets the golden standard for how cloud syncing should work. I really appreciate the colored indicators so I can easily see which files are stored offline, which files are currently syncing, and which files are stored on the Dropbox server. And I can easily select which folders are going to sync to my computer. Dropbox has a good amount of integrations, and you can even create Word documents in Word Online directly from Dropbox, just like you can in Box. Over the years, Dropbox has really been building out an ecosystem. They recently acquired HelloSign, which just became Dropbox Sign, so you can digitally sign documents and send them to clients for signature directly within Dropbox. And they're also adding new features like Dropbox Replay, Dropbox Invoice, and Dropbox Shop. Dropbox is innovating heavily, just like Box, but their pricing plans are a better fit for creatives and those who need large amounts of storage. And that's why Dropbox is my personal favorite cloud storage app. But even though Dropbox is so great, I'm always curious to explore other cloud platforms. And when I started looking at Sync, I was excited when I saw their reasonably priced plans. $8 a month for 2 terabytes of storage? You do have to pay for that annually, but I thought I would see what they had to offer. Unfortunately, the web app is a big disappointment. The UI is bland and uninspiring, and you can't even stream video files within your browser. If you sent a video file to a client on Sync, they would have to download the video to their computer and play the file locally just to preview it. I figured the desktop app had to be better. Surely this was the sell to using Sync, right? No, unfortunately, there's not even sync indicators in the desktop app. There's no way to tell what's been downloaded, what's currently downloading, and what's stored on the server. And by the way, I don't even think there's a way to have something just stored on the server but still showing up on your desktop. But at least you can select which folders will and will not sync to your desktop. That's a basic feature that not every cloud platform has. I see a lot of talk about Sync being the obvious choice for secure file storage because it has end-to-end encryption by default. And while file security is always important, I'm not going to choose a platform just because it's encrypted if the user interface and experience sucks. So I can't recommend Sync for anyone. I really don't understand why people are a fan of this platform. I was really disappointed by it, and I would generally pick another option. So which cloud storage app should you use? If you're a creative or someone who needs a large amount of storage, I highly recommend Dropbox. It's the industry standard for syncing large files between devices, and the best-in-class desktop app makes it a great experience for me, and it's hard to go wrong with Dropbox. Now, if you're someone who needs a more affordable option, or you're heavily in the Microsoft ecosystem, definitely take a look at OneDrive. Their 50GB plan for 99 cents a month is an easy purchase for many people who need a little bit of cloud storage without the big price tag. And again, it's the obvious choice if you're already heavily in the Microsoft ecosystem. And finally, if you're part of a team who values collaboration and you just need to sync some small files with each other for projects, definitely check out Box. I was really impressed by the amount of integrations and collaborative features that they offer, and I think this is going to work really well for teams and corporations. Once you've found a cloud storage solution to share files with your clients or team, don't forget to check out Mailjet to communicate with your customers. Mailjet is seriously so easy to create beautiful looking emails in minutes. You can try Mailjet for free today at mailjet.com/CraylerMade. Oh, and please use a custom email address when interacting with your customers. I've got a guide with some different options that you can check out here.